Hey Crafty friend, it's Justine. Today I'm going to make a Slimline card, an A2 size card, and then maybe even a little gift card holder. So I am going to be using Simon's new release that came out here not too long ago this month. And I'm going to use this one, the Fall Sampler. It's super cute. I really just fell in love with these pumpkins. I am not a bat person, but these are pretty cute, I do have to say. And the little ghost is so adorable. So I really do like this one. Plus the sentiments are very nice and kind of lean into that fall, like Thanksgiving kind of vibe. And I really like these little sentiments, which is what I'm going to use on the Slimline card. And then I'm going to pull out some of these stickers. Now these came in a card kit a while ago and I didn't even open them. Why? They're so cute. So I'm going to go ahead and use these on my Slimline card and pair it with one of these skinny sentiments. So, and then the other stamps that I'm working with, I'll just grab here, is going to be Simon's Purrfect cats. And I said perfect like it is spelled here, like purr. These cats are pretty silly. I just kind of I really like this one, honestly, because it reminds me of a cat that I used to have as a girl, and this cat was a Maine Coon, and it looks like my Maine Coon that I used to have. This one is just pretty silly, so that was fun, but what really gets me on this one is the sentiments. I think they're super funny, and they're full of puns. I love a good pun. Like this one, you've got to be kidding me, stay positive, and this one, I hope you're in every one of my 9 lives, which is just silly. So, and then there's also these little cat toys. I actually made my own cat toy for my card over here that we're going to get to in a bit, inspired by this cat toy down here. So we'll get there. If you're a cat person, this is probably a stamp set that you're going to want to pick up. Oh, and there's also coordinating dies. So that is fabulous, especially for these really pretty pumpkins. There's the coordinating dies for this one as well. So let's just go ahead and start with coloring my last pumpkin. I kind of did a little bit of just kind of playing around with some of my Copic markers with these pumpkins, and I used 3 different Copic markers, E43, E57, and YR24, and I just kind of wanted the warm neutral browns to make some little designs here come to life. Now the stamp set itself does have a layering option, so you can go ahead and stamp once with one color and you can layer it on with another color and get a layered look. Or you can do what I'm doing here. I just stamped it out with Memento black ink, die cut it out, and then I'm just adding some color to my pumpkins designs pretty easily, and honestly I'm not even thinking about where this is going. I'm just kind of spreading out the color so it's somewhat of a even look, if you will. And this one is called Dull Ivory, which is just kind of a funny name. I'm really not a beige person at all. I think beige is pretty sad, so sorry if you're a beige lover, but I wanted to go kind of neutral browns with this card just to keep it a little fall themed, but in my life, I do not like looking around at beige. I think beige is sad, and life is far too short to live in beige. But if you disagree, that's fine. I don't really mind. I have my Slimline all ready to go. Now I die cut out my pieces here for my Slimline with a die set from Spellbinders. I will pop it on the screen here. I've used it a few times, and now this die has made permanent residency on my desk. If you know, you know. And it's really good because it makes a really nice border to a Slimline card with this purple piece here. It has a little bit of interest on the edges, and then it makes this inside piece. I am really not having a good time with these tape runners recently. This is a pretty cheapo one. I don't know where it came from, but oh perfect, it just skipped around and it's not even out. Anyway, I've been battling the adhesive runners, and I really should just get some more refills from Spellbinders because I do like theirs. And I do like the Simon Says stamp ones as well. Are you serious? Of course, when I go to film. Does it always happen? But I did buy a ton of these blue ones, I don't even know, months ago. And I'm still working through my stash of them. And they do work really well, so I just kind of go to them. But, I mean, they're really sticky. So if I have to pick it up and move things around, this really isn't the adhesive. So I have to make sure I'm putting it where I want. But, again, that's why I like the Spellbinders one, because it kind of gives you a minute to figure out if it's right, and then you can lift it up if you need to. But yeah, this Slimline is super pretty with this purple. This purple paper is really pretty. I don't think it's the best quality per se. It's from Hobby Lobby, so it's not a thick paper. I think it's probably 80 pound if I had to just kind of make a guess. And yeah, I didn't get it on straight, so I'm just gonna try to push it up just a little. But, you know, this is handmade here, so I've heard someone say handmade, not Hallmark, and then I did see online there's a channel called Handmade, Not Hallmark or something, so it's kind of fun. I like that phrase. It's kind of a running joke in my family that whenever anyone's opening up like a birthday or an anniversary card with our family, they're like, oh yeah, I just picked it up at Hallmark. And it's like, no, heavens no. Because I make all these cards for everyone. So they're like, no, not Hallmark. Okay, anyway. This middle piece, again, is from this die cut piece, this die set. And it does fit so nicely in here. And it just is that finishing little piece. Now, I was going to stamp on my sentiment directly to the background here, but I'm thinking that I'm going to use some of these orangey papers just to kind of give it a warm look with the sentiment. So let's just glue on my pumpkins next and kind of start building. And then do you notice I do have a little wax seal and some gems over there? That wax seal was the wax seal of the month from Spellbinders for September. So that's this month. I'm a little mixed up. I've had my first couple days of kindergarten. Let's see. This video is going up on the 26th. So if you do want this wax seal, you have today and tomorrow to sign up for that club. If you don't want it, okay. Maybe you want to put a different wax seal on. But I do like this one. It definitely has the fall theme and it goes well with Simon's pumpkins here. I really did like on this stamp set, there was not just like 2 or 3 pumpkins, there is 4, which gives kind of a nice little differentiation for my pumpkins, and they're not just the same old when I'm layering them up. Alright, with my wax seal, I do want some color, and look what I got at Spellbinders. When they did their last sale, I picked these up. So this one is the rose gold, the silver, and the gold. I did have the silver originally, and then my other gold paint pen was from Pilot. I thought that I'd like the Pilot one more because the tip is very thin. Turns out, no. It leaks everywhere, and it's just not it for wax sealing. And then I thought I wouldn't like this style because of the blunt tip, but I actually do like this way better than the Pilot one. These are pretty stinky, so use it with a room that's ventilated. Right now I have 2 windows open in my craft room, so, or I guess one's in the hall, but I do have some ventilation, so I should be just fine. And look how easy it is to add on that beautiful metallic paint right on to my wax seal with this paint pen. It is so pretty. And I don't mind if a little gets in the flower petals or inside the leaf areas. That's just fine. And then this wax seal has a ring border around it, so I will add that gold all the way around on the ring. If you're interested in wax sealing, be sure to check out the playlist I have on my channel, which is Wax Sealed, and I have a ton of different layouts and such for you there if you're interested in seeing more. And if you're interested in seeing more of this specific wax seal, be sure to check out my monthly video about my wax seal of the month. I am receiving all of the club items, so if there's ever a club item that you don't have inspiration for, check out my channel. Just type in the name of the club and that should pop right up. All right, now I said I got these in a card kit. Again, I don't remember what month or anything like that, but I'm thinking that I'm going to use the word thanks, and I think I will use this peachy paper to put the thanks on and the stamp. It is a bit of a textured paper, so that's something to be mindful of, I suppose. But I think I'm going to cut it down to size, or at least cut some of it. I've been using it for scraps and such, so let's see. I think we'll cut it down to 2 inches first. And then I'm going to cut off the part with the circle, because what's the point? Don't need a circle there. So it will be, let's just go 1.5 inch. And then I am going to stamp my sentiment out first, but I'm going to pop on my T for thanks, just so I can see the size of stamp sentiment I'm going to need and the placement. Okay, there's my T. Grab my stamp set. Whoops, sorry. So excited, I'm whipping things around. Okay, do I want thanks for all you do, or thanks, you're such a blessing in my life? I think we're gonna do the blessing one. Am I the only one that thinks these stamps smell so good? Seriously, I don't know. I think it's like the plastic polymer. It just smells so good. I think I'm weird, whatever. Okay. Now, just to keep it simple, I think I will just grab my little Misty, because I might have to stamp twice since this paper is textured. Let's hope not, but if I do, I guess I have my Misty here. Wow, that fits in there perfectly. It's like I planned it or something, even though I did not. I suppose this paper is a 6-inch paper, and then the Misty is 6 inches, so. Well, these magnets are just super duper strong, and they're not helping things. For the ink, I'm going to use Vintage Photo Distress ink, and I do have this one in oxide too, but we're just gonna go with ink. Again, if I have to stamp twice, I got my Misty, so we should be good. And if it all goes terribly, I can always peel off the T. So pretty good first impression. I didn't push too hard. I didn't want it to get squished. I think I'm gonna grab my impressioner here for my next one. My sweet husband made this for me, so I like using it and thinking of him. Okay, the in my is not really stamping, so again, we're gonna do it again. I'm just gonna focus the ink on the in my spot so it doesn't get crazy over inked on the other spots. And then I'm gonna pop the corner there and just kind of apply pressure there. Ta-da, perfect. This Vintage Photo is like so good. The Valley Girl thing. It's like so good. It always cracks me up every time I'm filming. I'm pretty sure my neighbor thinks that I'm just like talking to myself or who knows what, but It's always kind of funny filming with the windows open. Okay, trust me, I am kind of normal. Let's grab my lowercase letters now. I always like cutting the sticker sheets on the side. It just makes it super easy to pop things back in once I am done. So we have THANKS. All right, since I'm spelling the word thanks, I have 5 letters left. I have the HANKS. So I think I'm just gonna build it on here. There's probably a smart way to do this and have like the middle going next or the last one so I can see the end. But you know, we're just not feeling that right now. It is my day off of my real job, and I'm just honestly not here with brain power today to think about placement like that. And today I'm using crafting as an escape because I'm a little tired, to be just frank with you. It's been a fun start to this school year. I am just so I've been laughing a lot to myself, and I do have a teaching aide this year, and sometimes it is so hard to not like give her the look like, oh my goodness, did you just hear what she just said? Because the kids are so funny and they say silly stuff and we just look at each other like that just happened. Anyway, so she has been such a blessing for sure, speaking of the blessings, and so are the kids. They are super funny, but you guys, kindergartners have so much energy, and I come home and I'm like, wow, that just happened, and I feel like I just left the house and I feel like I've been gone for a week all at the same time. It's really hard to explain, but I don't know. Maybe if you're a teacher, you know, or if you were a teacher or have had a bunch of kids, you know, but it's a lot. So now today, when I am on my day off, I am going to just embrace the creativity. And yeah, my letters are not lining up here, so that's super fun. And we can either do 2 things here. We can take out the ruler and make it super straight, or we can go wonky. And I think I'm feeling the wonky one, but not like too wonky. So we're gonna put the letters high and low. These stickers definitely have a stick, but it's not too much of a stick that it's going to wreck the paper, and it's enough stick where these letters are going to stay put. I'm liking this already. Every time it's crooked, I love embracing the wonkiness. It just kind of works. For those who are wondering, the school year is going really well. My kindergartners are super sweet as always, and it was super hard this year when I basically like saw my last year's kindergarten class in the 1st grade classroom. I didn't have kids at the time, and I got so emotional. They do not tell you about this when you start teaching. Like, you basically bond with these kids. You're with them all the time, all day, every day at school, and you're with them all the time at school. You see them learn, you see them grow. They're these little people, and then the next year they just move on, and it's sad, but it's beautiful all at the same time. And yeah, I cried on the way home that day. Calling my mom, I'm like, Mom, they're so grown up now. She's like, how do you think I feel looking at you? And it was just a whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, my first year's class, I used to teach 3rd and 4th grade, and they are now in high school. What? They popped into high school last year, my first 4th graders, and when that happened, weird. When I saw the first one of them driving a car, weird. I just am like, you're 8. How are you driving a car? It's like, no, actually they're 15 and they have their permit, and it's just bizarre. But again, beautiful and emotional, sad at the same time. So help me, when they graduate, oh, there will be tears. I am an emotional person though, let's just be real, so yeah. Anyway, back to this card. I gave my little sentiment here a border. Oops, that's crooked. We're just going to give it a little trim. And then we'll be ready to pop it on. Hopefully you don't mind the chit chat. This is me. This is my life. I'm a chatter. Okay, there we have it. Oh, that's looking really cute. It's better than what I thought in my head. So whenever that happens, I am a happy camper. All right, now I have the rest of these alphabet stickers for another time. So I did grab out this thread or the string, and I thought about doing something with this, and I do think I like the way that looks. We're gonna actually pop it all the way around the card because I want it to go all the way around. And to do that, I can't use adhesive on the back, so I'm gonna need a bow. So there's 3 times around, and we'll go 4 for the bow. And just use it like that. And I haven't done this in a while, putting a bow on, wrapping it around the actual card, but it's just kind of fun and it adds interest to the inside too. So I don't really mind it. I just haven't done it in a while because it can be a teeny bit bulky. 2 times around? No, let's do 3 like we planned. Stick to the plan, girl. Okay, there's my 3 times around, and then there's this plenty of room to make a bow. I always make my bows upside down because, yeah, I teach kindergarten, but no, I have never learned to tie a knot or tie a bow with the correct way. I always just tie the bunny ears together. So there's that. And I have a very distinct memory of learning how to do this with my preschool teacher. She was like the sweetest lady, and my shoes were untied and she could not have that. Oh no, I could trip. So she was very patient with me, and she taught me how to tie my shoes on the steps in the kindergarten spot, on the steps in the preschool. And I am looking back at it, I am certain that my mom and dad also helped aid in that, but I have this like core memory of her doing that. So there's that. Okay, loving this bow, loving this sticker dimension, loving the wax seal, and I think we're gonna pop this sentiment up with some foam. Then I'm going to add on my little gems here. Now these gems come adhesed. These gems come with adhesive on the back normally, but for whatever reason, they either fell off cards or fell off the adhesive backing or who knows what, but they are gems that I have found in my craft room. And if you're a crafter, perhaps you can relate, but sometimes when you're crafting, you have these gems and you're putting it on and wing, it goes way off into your craft room, and who knows if you'll ever find it again. Well, these gems are ones that have taken a journey off into the abyss of the craft room, and they have come back, and now they're ready to be on a card. So here we go, putting these little loves on a card, and they're all set. For my adhesive, I just left this gap here because I want my string to go there, and I'm using up some of these foam circles that I've had for a while. Let's see, these ones were from the brand Scrapbook Adhesives. So there you have it. Don't know where they came from, but probably my craft store. By the way, if you're ever in central Minnesota, be sure to hit up Crafts Direct. It's in St. Cloud, or technically Waite Park, Minnesota, and it is so cool. It's family owned, which I love. Any small business stuff like that, I'm always going to shout out and support. They just celebrated their 33rd year of business. What? Anyway, it's the biggest craft store in Minnesota. So come on over, take a journey up to Waite Park or down from Waite Park, depending on where you are at. It's not too far from the city, so there you have it. And it is fabulous. One thing I think they should do is have more Spellbinders stuff in their store. So just saying. Anyway, we're going to pop these gems on, and I think this card will be done. One more thing I will do to the thread or the string that I have here is I always put a little extra liquid glue behind or on the thread actually, because if this card or if this thread kind of comes unraveled, it kind of gives a shabby look to the card, not shabby chic. And I don't want that to happen, so I just put a little glue on my fingers and then just kind of give it a twist in the natural direction that it's already going, and then it won't unravel. So there you have it. Pardon the Copic markers and the paper cuts on my fingers. It's been rough. I go see my amazing nail tech on Thursday, which is 2 days from now. So just finishing up these September videos with my last set of nails. And I have Sharpie on here from yesterday, kindergarten. I love this color. It's called Glazed Donut. It's like a mica powder that they rub on. It's so fun. And I really think it's like a natural but pretty look. I went that way for the video that I did on the Spellbinders YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, you can. I also posted it on my channel. It's the hour-long card. It's an hour-long video that I made with my collection game day. So if you haven't checked out the collection, be sure to, and check out the video if you're interested in seeing more about it. Wow, this is a wow card. I'm going to clean up my desk and we're going to move on to the next card. All right, my next card is the cat one, which is featuring the pumpkins again. I just did a little bit different coloring on those. I have my pretty kitty that reminds me of my childhood cat, and I colored it to look kind of like a Maine Coon with that white belly kind of, and the kind of reddy warm browns. Then I have my background here. You can see this is a 3D embossing folder. Then I rubbed my Versamark ink all over it to the raised spots, and some of the other spots got some too. And then I used silver embossing powder and heat emboss this. If you're looking at an in-depth look on how to do that, check out my Dancin' for Christmas video. I show the technique there, and then I also show it on my mushroom card. So you can probably tell from the thumbnail of the video, it will just be with like gingerbread people on it, or it will be gold with mushrooms. But here's the embossing folder, ED607. By the way, I will have everything that I used today in the description. So if you're interested in purchasing any of it, you can. I do have affiliate links below, so, well, some of them are. So I will make a commission off of some of those if you buy with my link. For my cat, I was totally inspired by the stamp that has like the string there, and I thought, why not make it three-dimensional and actually give the cat a thread? So I used my yellow twine there, and I just kind of balled up the twine with some glue on my fingers and made a little ball for the cat to be playing with. And then I am going to skip the little stamp, but it is cute, and if you don't want to make your own, you can go ahead and use the stamp. There's even a die for this little piece. So I do like that Ranger definitely gives that detail to their stamp sets. Now my cat is going to be kind of looking this way. This is kind of a sassy cat, if I do say so. And then for the cat, I do want to put a little shadow under its feet before I push them down with the glue. Again, I'm using my dull ivory, which is E43. And there we have it, my little cat. To glue on my yarn, I'll just put some glue down, kind of a big ball there for the ball, and then push it on. And I'm going to let the thread kind of just be. Maybe I'll put a little glue on the tip, but not much. I want it to have this kind of 3D look to it. I was going to put a stamp sentiment on here, and I was going to do that before, But because I got so excited about the cat, I totally forgot. So we're going to hope that this works out. Living on a hope. Living on a prayer. I think that's what the song reference is. Okay, and try it out in the Misty. If it doesn't work, I will be super sad, and I will probably have to pivot and cover it up with a layered sentiment. So let's just see. I'm going to use this one that says, hope you're in every one of my 9 lives. And I'm also going to use the one that says, you're a cool cat. And hooray, it did work out. So that's good. And I do have my little yarn ball that I just ripped right off. Then I'm just going to layer this on. I have been so obsessed with this die set, the Essential Modern Ovals. They are just, I reach for them. I have something to work with. I have a stamp set. I have a new die set or an embossing folder, and I can't stop my hand. It's just reaching for this because these ovals are perfect for creating little scenes like this. They are perfect for nesting florals in. I am obsessed with these oval dies. So if you need a nesting die set, this oval die is really the one I'm going to recommend. And you can use them for literally any card that you are making, even a cat card like this. Sadly, a lot of my 3D embossing folder loveliness is getting covered up here, but that is just the way the cookie crumbles with this. But it still is a really pretty look overall. All right, there's my little cat card. What a fun one. And let's just do a quick gift card holder. I know this video has been a little bit long, so thank you for sticking with me. I've been chatty as well, so I know some people love the chat, so I've got the chat for you. I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a layered look with the little ghost, because why not? It's really pretty and it's not like a creepy ghost. So even if you're not a Halloween person, oh, maybe you would enjoy this card. I know some people are like insane loving Halloween and some people hate Halloween. So whatever you are, whatever camp you fall into, maybe you would like this, even though it's Halloween, but it's gonna be cute, I promise. So I'm gonna layer this one. I'm going to use the bold ghost, which is this one, and then I'm going to layer the little flowers on with this stamp here. So first let's get this ghost stamped with some black ink. I think I'm going to use my Versamark ink because it's super black, which is an archival ink. And then I'm going to be a rebel and use a water-based ink on top. Shocking, I know. These archival inks are sticky. Plus it's versifying, so it's meant for heat embossing, but you know, it's for the fine details. Pigment ink for fine details. Here we are with fine details. If you are a details person, you're gonna want the Better Press because those presses are so detailed. And if you are a Better Press person, you're going to want to join the Facebook group that my friend and I just started, Melanie Smith, also known as Melanie Stamps. She and I just started a Better Press Facebook enthusiast group. It's called Better Press Babes because that just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Better Press Babes. We started it to just gain inspiration and show and share inspiration and have kind of a fun little group going. So far we have, I think, like 400, 300 people. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers, but it's a small but mighty group so far, and I've loved what people have started sharing. Wow, was that 4 times with the ghosty? Yikes. She's all set now. I think I was just chatting too much to be frank. Okay, I'm gonna let this kind of dry, and then I will pop on the the layering stamp. So as that's kind of giving a dry, I will stamp out my sentiment, and I'm going to use the one that says "Here for the booze" because I think that's adorable. I'm going to use a stamp block for the rest of this and just kind of make it work. I'll use my VersaFine ink for this too, because why not? Nice and dark. These gift card holders I picked up at Crafts Direct, like I was saying before. That's my favorite craft store here in Minnesota. But you could make your own. This is why I don't use acrylic blocks as much as my Misty. You could make your own by just cutting down the paper and making your own little gift card holder. This one is, let's see, 2.5 by 3.5. So 2 by 3. And that will get you. For the inks, I have a whole bunch of these mini distress inks, and I'm thinking I'm going to use the carved pumpkin. These little containers are helpful as well. There's another size that fits the better press. I think I prefer the distress inks to the Lawn Fawn inks. I do have a couple of those there, and I do have a couple from Simon Says Stamp on there, which is different than Simon Hurley, if you were wondering. But I do prefer the distress inks and oxides kind of to everything else, if I'm being real frank. So I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to probably kind of get above it as best as I can without messing up the camera here. And we're just going to hope for the best. And it's probably not going to be perfect because it's ink, and sometimes ink does not sit on properly, but oh, hey, that worked out really well. How easy was that? Perfect. Anyway, here I am. It's probably not going to work, and then it does. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, these little tins are perfect. I think they're from Ranger. Yes, they're made from Ranger, and I have them in this style. I do have the large tin. Where is that? And this fits the big ink pads, so you can see here. And then I do have the better press one as well. I have them in two here. Really should kind of sort them by rainbow color, but they're just kind of fun, and it's nice to have everything together. And I know that if there was to be an issue of leaking ink, I don't think that would happen, but if I did, that really would not be a problem because the bottom is all secure. For my ghost, I'm going to die cut that out with the coordinating die, and then it will be perfect for layering on to my card. I'm just going to cut it down to size since I'm using my little Sidekick die cut here. I reach for this all the time, so Spellbinders, if you're watching, I think you should make something like this because I'd love to showcase Spellbinders products, but they don't have a little die cutting machine like this. This is just helpful. I mean, really. I do love my platinum, but for little things like this, it's just so easy. Like, why not pull out something small and cute, and then I don't have to have anything too big on my desk. For finishing off my gift card holder, I always go to my scraps first, especially for a small project like this. So I have some paper here that I want to kind of cut down to size. So the gift card holder itself is 2.5 by 3.5. So I'm going to cut down my paper just a little bit bigger than that because I've noticed these gift card holders aren't always perfect. Oh, well, that's not gonna work. I've noticed that they're not always like the absolutely perfect size. So I'm just going to overcut it a little bit. Then I can trim down if I need to. It's just kind of a little security thing that works for my brain. I love these little gift card holders, and I definitely want to bring them to a craft sale that I'm going to be going to in October. If you are interested in going to that craft fair and you're a Minnesota gal or guy like me and you want to know the details, message me on Instagram. I will respond and give you the details. Otherwise, I'm not putting it out on YouTube because people are kind of weird sometimes. Just being frank. Okay, there's that. And now let's cut down my little sentiment here for the booze. Could that be cuter? Way to go, Simon, on your cute sentiment here. I will be putting out some Better Press content at the end of this month. So if you are a Better Press babe like me, make sure that you come on back in a couple days and that will be out for you to see. I think I'm going to just add this on and then cut it down to size after, because I don't want a huge border on the glitter paper here. And I do need to trim off a little bit because the corner was damaged just a tiny bit just from being in my scrap bin area for a while. I think the last time I used this orange glitter paper was to make the Halloween cupcake or the fall cupcake, which was the large die of the month this month. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do because it's a good one. And I can't wait to pop some of my own stuff on there, like some soccer balls and volleyballs, and make some kind of cute birthday cards with that die set and my die set, which was the Sporting Goods die set from the Game Day collection. So that should be fun. I think I'll probably pop a video on my channel about that sometime next month, because right now when I am filming this, it is early September. You're seeing it mid-September, and your girl is busy with the kindergartners, so I have to prioritize my job a little bit and make that happen. Ooh, should we do it landscape? Let's do that. This is missing something. What is it missing? I know. We're gonna go with the bats. We're gonna put the bats in the background. It's been decided. If you know me in real life, you might be giggling if you're watching this, because if you know, you know. Okay, bats are not my thing. We'll just put it that way. But this is a cute bat, so we're going with it. Oh no, you guys. Yep, that just happened. Are you even crafting if you don't have ink all over your fingers? I have to get that off by Thursday when I go see my nail tech. She's gonna be like, what were you doing? Just getting into trouble here. Stamping. Okay. These probably will end up being a little rustic looking because this paper is textured, and that's just kind of how it goes with textured paper, but that's okay. We're just gonna make it work. Ooh, this is definitely giving Halloween vibes here already. I think I like that. Okay, we're going along. The kindergarten teacher in me is telling me to put googly eyes on this ghost, so I think I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I've never actually spoken or messaged or anything with Simon Hurley before, but I put googly eyes on his deer, and I got some weird comments about that, so I don't know if like that's a no-no in card making. But I also put googly eyes on the octopus from the small die of the month from I think June or May, and people loved it then. So I don't know, are googly eyes a bad thing for card making? You tell me in the comments. I love it as a kindergarten teacher, but you know, I don't know. Is it a thing? Is it not? I think what this needs is some gold sequins or something, just to kind of add to the bling. I'm going to add these gold sequins, and they are true sequins with the centers punched out. I think I've had these in my craft room for a while, and I think I got them at Dollar Tree before they were $1.25, so they were probably $1 for a whole bunch, so that was kind of a good deal. All right, there you have it, my 3 cards with the 2 collections here. We had the Fall Sampler, which was the pumpkins and ghosty, and then we had the Purrfect cats, which had the cat cards. So let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I think the Thanks one has to be my favorite because it just is very pretty and fall, which I love fall. But this one reminds me of my old kitty, so I kind of like this one. And this is just so stinking cute for Halloween, so there you have it. Let me know in the comments, should I add googly eyes to the ghost or not? Let me know. I do have super tiny ones somewhere. I do have some small ones, so it would cover up the whole area. No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add some pen and just give my little ghosty some cute eyes. Okay, I love it. Done. Don't need to comment about the googly eyes unless you really want to. Thanks so much for watching, and come on back in a couple days. We're going to do some better press videos, I think Friday and Saturday. So we'll see you then. Bye.